Guess who's back?
Personally, I haven't been a fan of the bubble ever since Lou Williams got in trouble for getting some wings.
Stop it.
Yeah. I'm over that. I'm not gonna keep on making it where folks can't be out here talking about how much a man love a woman. It perplexed Solomon.
You know what? The doors of the church now open.
Oh my God.
Go, okay? Clearly we're not getting over. The show is off the rails.
This is Erica.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me.
And Carly.
What did I say?
I eat. Carly.
Okay.
Let's put it in the comments.
Just a couple of alphabets wrong. Okay.
Hey, that's two totally different pieces.
He didn't get him to
But
go.
we ain't saying Wingstop. He ain't stopped at Hooters.
No, he don't got to.
He ain't stopped at
because
Applebee's.
the Lou Williams wing ain't at Wingstop.
Right.
Could have got
It
some
ain't
Lou
at
Williams.
Hooters.
What Carly Sade woman?
Well,
Let me get a little closer.
Come on, it.
Woman?
Hold on, Tim.
Oh, no, hold on.
You fine.
No.
You hear me?
No.
Most beautiful thing.
On God's
On
green.
God's green.
I'm in. Come in the room.
Listen,
My goodness.
Well, bless his name today.
Donnie McClurkin say, I thought I knew you on yesterday.
Hey.
But I got
Yes, the wings were at a strip club. But if he wanted a specific wing from a specific location,
listen.
and he has a wing named after, I thought the man should be able to get some wings.
Yeah, with somebody else.
Oh,
Break it in.
okay.
I apologize.
You said,
All right. Welcome.
I want to welcome
Shucks.
you to what is probably the last episode of Sticks and Stones.
This man gave black babies to a racist white woman that thinks she's not Aryan.
in America, we all supposed to be the body of Christ, but we have black churches and white churches, and we all have white preachers that you can clearly see the issue here, but they'll still justify it from their pulpit and say it's the word of God.
The fact that someone can get in the pulpit and make you think, hey Bishop, I know you about to get me. Let me get my comment out.
My problem, Faye. You went and bought BlackBerry shares, which means you knew that they were pushing up everything else. And you ain't tell me nothing. BlackBerry? Tim, when was the last time you saw anybody with a BlackBerry phone?
Now, the stance of this show has always been, when you right, you right. But when you wrong, you wrong. Hola, mis amigos. What's happening, family? It's another rendition of Sticks and Stones. So, for a lot of you guys, you may not have noticed. You probably don't even know it yet. Sticks and Stones now has its own YouTube channel. All right, so make sure you guys go and subscribe to Sticks and Stones on YouTube. We will continue to be on Lively Stone and Sticks and Stones for I don't know how long. We'll see. But at one point in time, it's just gonna be on Sticks and Stones. So make sure y'all go and subscribe to Sticks and Stones on YouTube as soon as possible. We are on a tight schedule today, so we're gonna get right into it. Go ahead and get these introductions out the way. Ladies first.
Hi,
what did she say? What did she say?
I said my name is Faye, and it's nice to see y'all again.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure that's what you said. My name is Lee. Nice to see everybody again. Thank y'all for your patience. I've been out for a couple weeks with some much needed perspective, but I'm back now, and let's get into it.
And can I just say, we have had some of the most peaceful shows since a certain someone has been busy.
I watched. That was not peaceful.
It
I
was
watched
peaceful.
the shows.
It was
I watched. Those were not peaceful. We were about 2 seconds away. About 2 seconds away from like double timeouts.
Well, the peace ends today. The piece ends today. That's cool. All right, so look, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. And we are going to start with the topic that everybody sent to me, Lee, Faye, E, y'all, everybody, y'all sent us this on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I got text messages, all this stuff. Y'all can. Everybody sent the same thing, and it's about your boy. So I just want to let y'all know I have the video on standby. Lee and Faye don't want to show the video. They don't want to see it again.
I don't need to see
For
it.
what? Now, in the comments, let us know if you have not seen the video. If you have not seen the video, maybe we might show. But we believe that everybody's seen it.
They are under the impression that everyone has seen this video that surfaced last Sunday when Michael Todd, he is a pastor in Oklahoma City, correctly?
No, Tulsa.
Pastor in Tulsa. He's a pastor in Tulsa, and he's done a lot of illustrations during his sermons. This past week, Dee said she has not seen it. This past week, Brother Elkins has not seen it. This past week, hey, keep saying y'all ain't seen it, y'all. That way I can play it because I got it ready. That's just them. They don't want to show it. I think Troy has seen it because he put that little emoji on there. This past week, he did an illustration during his sermon where he was speaking of the miracle of when Jesus gave sight to the blind man, and he proceeded to put his spit in his hand, rub his spit together, and then put that spit on someone else's face. The internet took to it, and the internet is undefeated. It went all over the place. It was bad. It was bad. The person that he did it to was his brother. And so it got so bad that the next day, he had to issue an apology. That's how bad it got. So right now, I'm seeing a lot of people that said they haven't seen it. I've only seen 2 people right now that saying that they've seen the video, but a lot of folk ain't looked at it.
Jason said he saw this 3. He said it was disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting. It's incredibly disgusting. It is disgusting. So look, how about this? Before we even get into whether we're gonna show this video or not, I do have his apology video. So he issued this apology, like I said, the next day after. Hold on real quick. I gotta get everything together. He issued this apology the next day after, to basically say, hey, y'all, my bad. I did this. This was my fault. It was disgusting. I acknowledge you guys' feelings. And, he gave his explanation as to why he did it and why he, saw it necessary. So I'm going to play this for you guys, so you guys can get a perspective of where he's coming from, and then y'all can kind of take it from there and see how it goes. But give me a second. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff just so you can hear it. All right, here we go.
I just want to acknowledge what happened yesterday when the spit hit the fan. I watched it back, and it was disgusting. Like, that was gross. I want to validate everybody's feelings. That was a distraction to what I was really trying to do. I was really trying to make the word come alive and for people to see the story. But yesterday it got too live, and I own that. And I just want to make sure people know that we want to help people. We want people to see Jesus. We want people to feel loved. We want people who are desperate to be able to find hope. And I'm passionate about that, so much so that I try to do extreme things to help people get it. And yesterday it crossed the line. So I love you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been praying for us and sending us messages. And to anybody who just saw that 3-minute clip, I really encourage you to go back and watch the whole message. There's some truth and some life in there that could potentially change your whole life. When Jesus spit on that man, he was blind and then he could see. For my brother, who I love and honor so much, I just called him. He was bald before I spit on him, and he's still bald today. So no miracle here. And so next time I'll rethink and do something differently. I love everybody. I'm praying for everybody. And Transformation Nation, thank you for riding. We're going to represent God to the lost and found for transformation in Christ. All right, everybody, have an amazing week. Peace.
All right, there you go. So that's his.
Now, hold on. I just want to acknowledge. I want everybody to take a screenshot of Faye's face entire time. He was the entire time. She looked horrible. Like she just like, like he had a booger in his nose.
Sorry, that is just one of the most disrespectful things you can do to somebody is to spit on them. And can we just say this? And I don't mean to just like take over the conversation, but he said Jesus spit on someone. No, he didn't. Jesus didn't spit on someone. Jesus didn't even spit in his hand and smear it in someone's face. So let's use the scripture in context, okay? So let's just move on. No.
All right. Well, since give me your reaction to just the whole thing, Faye. I mean, don't stop there. I mean, give me your reaction to what happened when it happened, and then your reaction after seeing his apology.
I think that my initial reaction is, honestly, I to this day have not sat through the entire thing because that was disgusting. I don't have a problem with illustrative sermons. I do have a problem with you doing the most for no reason. And it's just, to me, I feel like the word of God is powerful enough that you don't have to go to extremes to express it. While there is a time and place for everything, I don't really see a time and place where someone should spit in their hand and smear it on a grown man's face. And yeah, we are called to be like Christ, but we are not Christ, because I mean, I don't think any one of us, in order to demonstrate the word of God, is going to get onto a cross and put nails into our hands or wrists and our feet or our spirit to the side. You don't have to go to the extreme because the Bible has done enough. So my initial thoughts was that was absolutely disgusting. Number two, excuse me, saints, but he would have to catch a fade. Number three, if my spouse stood there and let another grown man smear spit in his face, I would have a definite problem with it. But I think that enough was said when he issued an apology, because he acknowledged himself that it was extreme and it was unnecessary. So that's my thoughts.
Go ahead, Lee.
So what's the question again?
Right now, I'm just asking for your initial reaction to what happened in the moment, and then your reaction to the apology.
Okay, my reaction to the moment is I don't have a reaction. My reaction to the apology is y'all got to be outside your minds. Y'all got to be outside your minds. Look, I'm gonna be, in the interest of full disclosure, I am somebody who went to school in Tulsa. I was actually at his pastoral installation in Tulsa when he took it over from his predecessor. And I have seen the progression of from when he took the church over to where he is now. I have not said a word on a public platform about Michael Todd at all. Michael Todd has been doing crazy things in ministry this whole time. Actually, in 2021, he gave away $7 million in a COVID pandemic year when ministries were not making a lot of money. That alone is something is an accolade to his name. All that being said, if I was to come on here and the first words that I say about Michael Todd, a fellow clergyman, a 35-year-old black man who's leading a mega church, my first words were to come on here and say, and to talk down on him and to say he was this, he's that. And I haven't said any words about his illustrative sermons. I haven't said any words about his media. I haven't said any words about anything like that. If that was my first words, then somebody should give me a fade, because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I haven't said anything. I am not an appropriate authority to critique his message or his messaging if I haven't said anything since then. He's had millions of illustrative sermons. I remember one where he took the fire alarms along. He turned the fire alarms on and had a whole monsoon on his stage. And I didn't say anything. Yes. If you're asking me, would I do that same thing? Well, I have a brother he'll tell you exactly what he would do if something happened that way. But I'm not in that position. I don't sit in that seat, and I'm never going to critique a seat that I don't sit in. Now, as a clergyman, I can say, hey, it did take away from the messaging, which he acknowledged in his video. However, I ain't about to just sit up here and, bash the man for a mistake that he did in front of a whole bunch of people. Now we could talk offline about it, but on this platform, on Sticks and Stones, you got to be crazy.
But are we bashing the man, or are we talking about this situation? Because like I would never get on here and bash the man. Like I don't have anything negative to say about the man. But if someone asks me my thoughts on that situation, I don't think it's speaking out of turn to say that, because someone could say the same thing about, let's just say we heard an opera singer. If you're not a trained opera singer, you're not supposed to be able to critique that. You know what sounds good to your ear and what doesn't. So certain things, I don't feel like you need to be in a particular position in order to critique it. And so like I'm saying, I'm not critiquing the man, but the actual moment, I don't think there's anything wrong with expressing that was not okay, especially when he said that.
You're right. You are right, Faye. There is a difference. However, here's what I know about media. The nuance that you just expressed will not be taken when I say it. Because if I say anything about this topic, it can be misinterpreted, it can be mismanaged, and it can be used to promote whatever your worldview is. Somebody right now hates Michael Todd, who's never seen him or never heard him, and who don't even know him. They do that, and then they'll use me as the political football, if you will. You see, that's why I don't see. That's why I see. That's why we see. That's why a whole lot in our own community, and I don't like it, and that's why I am very, very cautious about what I say and what I don't say on public platforms, because it's not wrong to critique the moment. It's not wrong to critique the action, but because I know who I am and I know what I am talking about and who Michael Todd is, I'm just not going to do it. You might catch another person else doing it. I'm not going to do it because I understand media too much. I understand what's going to happen if I get on here and say Michael Todd was wrong and he should never did that. He should never did that. You're just going to use it as for what political fodder. So I'm not going to say it. Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'll say it then, because Lee's being real political right now. So
it's not about political.
No,
because we didn't spare no expense with old boy that was talking about choking the situation or whatever.
Choking what situation?
I didn't want to say it, but Alfonso just did.
Y'all don't remember that? We played the whole video. That Lee don't remember that show. I don't know. Lee probably don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking
about. There was a preacher that talked about people choking the chicken. We didn't spare no expense or no words when it came to him. So I want the same grace that is extended to Mike Todd to be extended to everybody.
Hey, look,
did we say his name? Did we say his name?
You played his face.
We put his face on there?
Yes.
He's in the video, Lee.
I didn't look. I don't remember. But if
look,
I'll apologize openly to whoever that was.
Man, look. Here's the thing. Like, look, let's just be honest. Like, if we could just take a step back and just be honest for a second. If we're gonna sit here and say that we are going to attempt to salvage someone's reputation by not saying something, we're being very facetious, because the act speaks for itself. Matter of fact, the act spoke so loudly for himself that he had to come and apologize for it. He acknowledged himself that he should
defending his actions, though. Fine.
No. I'm not talking about defending his actions. I'm talking about specifically saying that we won't speak on anything, or we won't speak on the action itself, because we don't want to give any platform to any negative words that we could possibly say, or that could be used against him to take away from all the good he's done. I don't think anybody's arguing.
That's not what I said.
That's what you're doing.
No, you said that's what I did. That's not what I said.
What are you doing right now in this moment?
What I'm saying is that action, again, nobody's defending that. He didn't defend it. You'd be crazy to defend his actions.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, because I know their nuance does not exist when I come on a public platform and talk. When I say that action was wrong, when I say nobody should ever spit on anybody in life, especially the historical implications on doing that to another black man, I know that there's no nuance in that. So when you ask me a specific question, what is your reaction and what are you saying now? Okay, well, again, my reaction in the moment was I didn't have one. And then my reaction to him, right? You asked me what my reaction to his apology was, and that was my reaction. I answered your question.
Okay, all right, and that's great. I appreciate you answering the question. Let me answer said question. First of all, I think we're all in agreement when we can say there is no way the act itself can be defended. The problem that I have is the person that he did that to was his brother. I am assuming before that act there was a conversation had. I would assume that as your brother, you're gonna speak to someone. Me and my brother, a lot of people know Losco speaks all over the place, right? I was talking to my brother about it, and I'm like, I would imagine that if you're gonna do some kind of anything that involves me, you're gonna talk to me about it. Like you're gonna have a conversation with it. And during that conversation, his brother, in some way, shape, or form, had to agree to allow his brother to do that. Now, I also want to make note that this is not the first time that he's done this illustration. It's the first time that he's done it in this way. The first time he did the illustration, he actually did it the correct way. He had some clay brought to the stage. He spit in the clay. He molded the clay and then put the clay on his brother's face. That was 2 years ago. So I understand how, like I'm looking at Faye's face right now. I understand how
for any of it. She's not for any of it.
I understand
clay,
how
dirt, sand, nothing.
I understand how we can look at that and be like, oh, that's disgusting. But that first illustration, that was the correct way. If we're going to be,
still was disgusting,
but it was like note by note the exact same thing that happened in the Bible. This second time around wasn't the exact same thing that happened.
Nah,
it was the second time he's done this illustration with his brother. The first time he put his actual spit on his brother's face. I am assuming that a conversation was had with his brother in somewhere. And I take issue, and I said this before, I take issue with the lack of I'm gonna use the lack of checking. Like as family, if can't nobody else check you, family should be able to check you. You should be able to have conversations with your family, and your family be able to say, "Hey, bro, you don't think that's kind of nasty?" Or not even just nasty or not nasty. Or Faye, "Hey, bro, that's not really how it went down. Like, how are we doing it this way when it was actually done a different way?" Maybe that is a check, but there was no check in there. There was nothing that happened to where we had any kind of discretion to say, "Hey, man, I don't know about this. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't really know about this." His brother not only had the conversation and agreed to it, because me and Lee had this conversation before. Once you get up there on that stage, if you done said you're gonna do it, once you get up on that stage, it's a wrap. I mean, you gotta support your family at that point. It's a wrap. So I'm gonna be realistic and say he's not gonna get on stage, see the spit, and walk away, be like, "Oh no, I ain't doing it." Nah, bro. Like, you got up there knowing what was coming. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, but before we get up there, the conversation we had behind closed doors before the whole thing happened, like the day before, when we talk about it, Faye, the day before, I'm be like, nah. Like, nah. Like, bro, we did this a couple of years ago. You put the spit on the clay. Why can't we get the clay again? Where the clay at? Why you just going straight to my face?
Ugh, I'm sorry, that's so nasty.
Like, what are we doing? But that's the problem. That's the DJ said he gonna check him in his jaw. But DJ, here's my point. If we check somebody before we get up there in front of all these people, before it actually happens, it don't got to get to that point.
Right.
It don't got to get to that point. Like, I want to know. I not want to know, but that's kind of the issue that I have with this whole thing. Like, yeah, the act was disgusting. But at the same time, we have an era or group of people that follow blindly, and they just kind of allow things to happen. They do whatever, anything. They'll do anything, anything that somebody get up in the pulpit and say they're doing it, right or wrong. they're gonna do it. Like there has to be some kind of discretion here. We got to be able to have a conversation. We got to be able to, check it. Like, hey, bro, like if Lawrence talked to me and say, hey, man, I'm doing the thing, Losco speaks, we're gonna do our thing. This is what I want to do. This is the illustration. I'm gonna put my spit on you. I'm gonna be like, huh? You gonna do what? I'm gonna put my spit on you. Nah, G, we ain't doing that. Like I'm gonna let them know. We gonna have that kind of conversation. No, bro. That's not no, because that didn't even happen in the book. Why are we doing it here? I feel like at some point in time, man, we gotta. I mean,
I think that sometimes that unfortunately, a lot of us, even outside of familial relationships, we take the word of a pastor or a spiritual leader as the gospel instead of rightly dividing for ourselves. For example, there was, there was once, I think, a pastor that had his people eating grass outside. Like they got outside on all fours and they were eating grass because that's what their leader told them to do. I saw one where the pastor the bishop or whatever was doing an installation and he had the people lay on the altar and he was hitting them with belts. And it's just like at a certain point in time, we have to be able to discern and trust the word of God when we study and know for ourselves, like this don't sound right. And the Holy Spirit should lead us to know that this doesn't feel right. So it's like, trust your pastor. Be able to submit to leadership, but don't be so submitted to the leader, meaning the man, that you can't hear God for yourself and use common sense to know that certain things are just not okay. Because that's how we end up being in cults and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Versus, actually having a really healthy relationship with Christ and just coming to church for encouragement and leadership versus being kind of brainwashed.
Yeah, no, that's there are leaders now that are having doing the craziest things to their members and with their members, and they're doing it all in the name of pastoral leadership, and it's wild. Like, it is wild. My man, I don't even want to say what this. I said my dad showed me this video of this pastor who decided for New Year's that he was going to bathe his members in the church. He bathed them like they were naked in the front in the altar. They got in the tub and he rubbed them down. It was ridiculous. But you had a group of followers that said, "Oh, okay." Like, what?
How do you even back that up with scripture? Yeah, there's feet washing in the Bible, but how do you, as a lay member, in your mind rationalize that I'm going to strip in front of everybody and take this bath because he told me to? Like, how do you rationalize that?
Oh, I'm sure he found a way.
Yeah.
That's he gonna find a way. But that's what's happening there. And it exists in every, I'm not gonna say in every house, but it exists in a lot of different houses all over the place, where there is a group of people that will blindly follow and do whatever leadership tells them to do. I remember Bishop one time, he was talking, matter of fact, it was on this show because we was talking about it was the first year we was doing this. We was talking about an incident that happened with a pastor, and he did something crazy with his membership, and Bishop got on here and he made the statement of the whole point is to not teach blind sheep, not to teach blind followers. He even brought up the mission of Lively which is to equip the believer. So, like, again, if we're gonna sit here just from a basic standpoint, the whole purpose of what you are doing is to be able to handle your own walk in faith. Well, if you are blindly doing the things that you are doing, ain't no walking that. Ain't no walking that. You just doing stuff. And then shame on the leaders for trying to con these members into doing it too, because a lot of it falls on them. Because a lot of people trust these leaders to guide them in the spiritual walk. And that trust kind of becomes betrayed when people just do crazy stuff. I mean, there were, and this kind of goes back to Lee's point, there were people who saw that video, never knew, don't know anything about Michael Todd. They don't know anything about what he's done, the good things that he's done. There were people that saw that video and then cancel culture popped up. So now it's like, oh, defund Michael Todd, cancel. It was ridiculous.
But it's more than that, bro. It's more than that. Like, people have gotten on there and actually gotten clout for bashing this guy, right? But holistically, can I say it? Well, it's a new year. All right, it's a new year. So I got my grace. I got new grace. So y'all stay with me. I got new grace. All right.
Anytime he says
that means it's bashed him. A lot of people that bashed him. Help me, Holy Ghost. That is. I'm gonna take this analogy, right? I'm gonna take this analogy. Faye, you are a very successful person, right? You're a very successful person. I'm gonna brag on her because she's not gonna brag on her. So she Faye in the city, right?
Faye in the city.
Faye in the city got some followers. She
Subscribers, y'all.
Followers. All right. Followers.
So
Faye in the city. Now, this would be like Faye puts out a video. Granted, it was in the moment. She did something she knew. She probably shouldn't have did it. It was a mistake. But then a like fellow influencer who critiques the video, oh, she wrong and she did that. And then we look at her works and she got as many subscribers as I do. I got 12. I got 12 of them. That's like trying to give me money advice and you ain't in my tax bracket. But Michael Todd, again, I'm not talking about the influencer for a second. I'm not talking about the action. I'm just talking about, let's just be real. A lot of people do not have the appropriate amount of relation with him and the appropriate amount of works behind their names to say, hey, what he did was wrong, because you just still trying to use his name to grow your own following. And that's as gross as spitting on somebody. Like, you're using the name of somebody else to say, oh, well, you know, this is why this person, again, to grow your own influence so that you could do exactly what he did. It just makes no sense. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's ridiculous.
People will take that video. They'll take that video, talk how badly it is. He's discussing defund and then do this. And at the end of the video, they'll be like, make sure you guys go like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think. And let's get these followers up. Peace. I mean, that's the nature of the culture in today's society. It's like, you know, I'm going to go and I'm going to speak on this and I'm going to say all this stuff. JL, you fake. You fake for that, JL.
Yeah, Bishop Jackson. That's like somebody coming to talk to you, right? Saying that, hey, you need to move the chairs around because the chairs is wrong, right? But when you go to their place, they ain't got no chairs. What are we talking about? Like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe. You know, let me know what you think. That's the nature of today's culture. It's all about clout. It's all about clout at the end of the day. How do I use certain situations to get clout?
It's like
fake. No. I got one better.
How to raise your kids, right? They trying to tell you how to raise little Junior, right? But when you go to their house, guess what? They ain't got no kids.
No, I got one better for you. Y'all know Bishop Jackson. He's real cool, but he's a man of order and protocol, right? That's like these new bishops popping up, and they getting a title, and they ain't went through the training that he went through. And then they trying to speak to him as if they're on his level. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
May the Lord watch
totally.
between me and thee.
I get it totally.
Absent one from another.
Yes.
This we ask in Jesus' name.
Yes.
But let the church say amen.
The intent of the heart of somebody.
You petty. You petty.
I'm there.
You petty. That's the definition of petty. What you just did is the definition of petty.
We're too close to the situation.
Petty. And I promise you, if Faye could tag somebody, she would. I
just don't want my bishop to get mad at me.
In this live feed, she would. She petty. Oh my
But
goodness.
anyway, I say
The views of Sticks and Stones does not reflect the views of Lively Stone. Sticks and Stones is an independent platform, and the views are not reflected by that of Lively Stone or its leaders.
However, all right, it don't reflect it, but we might throw around some thoughts, or we might throw around some some questions that might need pondering. Now, we might we might do that every now and again. It's up to your discretion, but I'm saying, like, we up here and we talking, we in the box, but we ain't crazy. Like,
yeah,
we not crazy.
Honestly, if we're honest with our audience, a lot of us are withholding our thoughts on a lot of things just out of respect for Bishop Scott, and so I don't want to upset
not crazy as ye suppose
at all.
Y'all petty.
Yeah.
Y'all going to the ordination? Y'all going to the consecration? Y'all going there? Y'all going to the con?
So anyway, okay.
All right.
Because you doing something I didn't even do. I ain't in that.
I got my
y'all are so petty.
He going a totally different direction, brother.
Nowhere. Y'all, what is this?
I will just say, I don't think that we should think that people are above critique, but I do also think that we should examine our hearts when we do critique stuff. Because there have been things that I've said in relation to this particular pastor in our group chat that I have not said on the air. And that's just because I'm trying to be fair and stick to what the discussion is at hand. So I don't think that people are above critique, but I also do think that when we do say what we have to say or feel what we feel or have whatever opinions or whatever, that we should be mindful to check our own heart and make sure it's not coming from a place of jealousy and hate and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I want to follow up what Faye said to kind of follow up, because a lot of pastors have been getting some slack and some heat by coming to the defense of Michael Todd. Specifically some guys that we know very, very well. So let me just kind of take a moment here real quick. Again, nobody is defending the action, right? Even Michael Todd could not defend the action. Nobody is defending the action. However, I think we got to be able to have some discipline to be able to separate the act from the person, because even good people sometimes do bad things. So just because this is a bad act that was done, live all over the internet in front of thousands of people, just because this one bad act was done, it does not make him a bad person. Like, he's still a very decent human being. If you weigh all the good and the bad that he's done publicly, because all we're looking at is what's been done publicly. We don't know behind closed doors. Publicly, right? All the different ministries that he's helped, all the different things that he's done publicly. You can't take this act and other acts, other things that he's said.
Yes.
Because that's what Faye is talking about.
And it's taking everything in me.
Other things that he said. That does not.
We're definitely gonna go back to what Faye is not saying on a different show, because we could be here all night. But keep going, Fonz.
Based, like, what it really is at the end of the day, bro. Yeah, he did a bad thing. Like, he even couldn't defend what he did. He did a bad thing. Did a bad thing, and he deserves, and he deserves the slack that he got for the action that he did. The slack that he's getting for being the person that they're saying he is, he don't deserve that, because he's not. Nothing in me believes that he's a bad person. I do believe that he's done a bad thing. I do believe that he's done bad things, plural. Faye, you like that? The S on the end of that, things. I believe that too. I mean, if if we are looking for perfect people to lead, we gonna be here all day. Because you can't show me one leader, pastor, preacher that's perfect. Period. Now, is that a scapegoat? Nah. It's just me being real though. Like I'm just being honest and being real with myself. I don't look for nor do I expect any perfect leader. I expect and look for real leaders. Like you're gonna be honest, be real with yourself and be real with me. Like don't sell me no story. You don't gotta sugarcoat it. You don't gotta put a cherry on top. Give it to me plain. My favorite dessert is pound cake. No icing, no sprinkles, no nothing. Just give me the cake. I don't want all that extra stuff. Just give me the cake. Don't make it sweet for me. Just give it to me. That's how I feel. So, and I mean,
we got again. What you say is right. Give me the cake, but also understand your roles. Be self-aware. Be situationally aware about who you are and your voice and what you're contributing to the conversation. Because again, like I said, if you're using this to somehow grow your non-existent platform, or using this to somehow gain the influence that you didn't earn nor will ever keep, then by all means, talk with your mouth closed.
Well, that's a good way to move on from that one. So that is that. So the next we do have we got two other things actually that we can talk about. We probably won't be able to hit on both of them. But for the sake of being honest to the title that is on this show, we gonna hit a topic real quick. So last week, y'all remember when last week, my fellow Sticks and Stonians, when we talked about the lady that put her son in the trunk, and she put her son in the trunk to avoid exposure to COVID, and she wanted to avoid, the potential exposure and then doing all this stuff. And we talked about it too, boy. We got on the board. We said some stuff. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this, that, and the other. A story was sent by Lee of someone who did the exact thing that we said not to do. Or the exact thing that we said should be done. Like, hey, that's your family. If your family got it, you can just assume that you got it, and just move on and do whatever. That's what happened. And this person intentionally went to be with their family, knowing that their family had COVID. Family's son and husband. Son and husband told her, no, stay away. She said, no, you're my family. I got you. I'm gonna be with y'all. She went with them and she got exposed to COVID. But she passed away. So it's the flip side of the coin that we spoke about last week. So I feel like, just for the sake of transparency and honesty, here's what I'll say. Personally, I feel like if I was in that situation, and hopefully Theodore said, hopefully Pastor Todd didn't eat pound cake before the service. I hope he drank enough water so that stuff wasn't all,
Moving on.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Moving on.
Yeah, so this individual, she went to go be with her family, and she passed away. I'm not gonna sit on it too long, but I'll say this. We said last week there are certain people in your life where if you get it, you got it. And we stuck true to that. And I'm gonna stick true to it even after this story. For me at least.
You're being very, very nice, very, very nice, Joe, to this story. And I appreciate the amount of restraint that you showing. at this story. But I'm going to tell you the nuance of this story. Number one, yes, sometimes people coming around you that you can't avoid. However, this woman had a choice. She had a choice, and she deliberately chose not to do exactly what the doctors and her family told her to do. She did not quarantine. She did not isolate herself, and both of the people that were exposed and were positive were vaccinated. She was not. And she did it on purpose. Now, in the place that they were, you need to be vaccinated in order to go to public places, theaters, concerts, a sauna. You need to be vaccinated for those spaces. But if you contract COVID and then you get over it, then you get what's called a recovery pass so that you can go into those public spaces. This woman, this late singer, this late woman, God bless her soul, she intentionally caught the virus so that she could get the recovery pass and to go into those places that require vaccinations. That was the reason of her catching COVID, not to be with her family, not to be with, her son and her father, her son and her husband, who were both vaccinated. She decided she wanted to go to those spaces, and it was easier for her to catch COVID, get over COVID, than to get a vaccination. That is why she is no longer amongst the living today.
Yeah.
Continues though.
Yeah, I was wondering when we was gonna get to that, because I'm looking dead at the thing and it says she got infected on purpose so she can get a recovery pass.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was trying to be positive. I was trying to spread the positive light. I was trying to.
And you're doing a good job.
I was trying to be positive. Okay, all right. Well, since we went there,
right. Where's the real? Where's the real? You say you wanted real. Where's the real?
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. And again, the views are expressed are our own. They do not reflect Lively Stone, nor do they respect the bishop. So let me say that. Let me be very clear about that before I say what I'm finna say. The views expressed here are our own and do not reflect Lively Stone. Okay. Here's how I feel about this. If I'm just being honest, I'm about getting fed up and tired with these people that don't take COVID seriously and don't think COVID is real. So much so that they blatantly ignore protocols and they blatantly ignore advice just to live whatever brand of life they want to live, whatever quality of life they want to live. They're going to do whatever it is they want to do. It's like last week when Erica made the statement of everybody is a doctor now. Everybody's a health professional now. Everybody got an MD, and they can tell you all this stuff about a disease that caused the whole pandemic. Note that the definition of a pandemic, or the whole essence of a pandemic, is unknown territory, right? It's unknown. We don't know what this is. We ain't never dealt with something like this before. Unknown territory. There is no playbook to unknown territory. There is no timetable to unknown territory. What does that mean when you say no timetable? As in, as much as you want to get back to normal, ain't no telling when that's going to be, because it's unknown territory. So for all these individuals that love to say, oh, well, I'm tired of allowing COVID to run this and run that. Well, you ain't got to get vaccinated. She could have did whatever she wanted. She was vaccinated. But she said she ain't want that. Fine, your choice. But in your choice, you also ain't going to be able to do certain stuff. Look at Kyrie. You don't want to get vaccinated? Fine. That's fine. But know that your decisions have, opportunity costs. Every decision has opportunity costs. You made yours. Now, don't come crying to me because you want to live a certain way of life, but you don't want to take the certain actions and the certain, certain things to protect you so that you can have that way of life in said pandemic. Nah, you just want to run around and do your own thing and live your own life and have your own regular stuff and run around in the capitals and go to all these doggone rallies and stuff. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Don't come crying to me because you want to live a certain way of life, but you don't want to take the certain things necessary in order for you to live said way of life. If you look at the things,
let's be
I feel
clear,
like you're
Fonz.
picking on a certain group of people.
Yeah, let's be
You're
clear,
talking about
Fonz.
the capital and all of this.
Are you insinuating that
I am insinuating. Here's what I am insinuating. I am insinuating that this entire mantra of vaccination versus non-vaccination is 99% political. That's what I'm insinuating. People, it ain't about health professionals. It ain't got nothing to do with health professionals. It got everything to do with the people that I follow socially and what they say. If I follow Trump socially, I'm listening to what he says and what that group of people say. If I'm Democratic and I follow them, I listen to that group of people and what they say. If I follow these grand rising vegans, right? I follow them and see what they say, I'm gonna follow them to what they say. Everybody follows somebody. They associate with something. That's just facts. Everybody associates with some kind of group. And whatever that group does, that's what they gonna do. And they don't care nothing about what doctors say. Don't nobody care what doctors say. It's all about what that group says. I will follow whatever that group says. That is what I am insinuating. It's like we don't even care about the health of it anymore. We care about the social implications of what it means to be vaccinated in my social group of people. We don't care about the health. We don't. Because we want to live our certain way of life and we want to be associated with the people we want to be associated with. Facts. That's all it is.
Well, there we have it on that.
That's that.
First of all, I will say on the record, I tried to be nice. Okay? I tried to be nice. I didn't want to say any of this. Y'all did this.
No, we did not. We did not do anything. We see again. Every decision comes with an opportunity cost. We just said what was on the doggone story. You were leaving some things out, sir. You were leaving some things out. We just decided to tell the people exactly what was in the story, and then you went on your diatribe and said exactly what you said. We didn't hold a gun up to your head. We didn't give you your lines. We didn't write the script.
The diatribe came after it was said. Zoe, be real.
So you was the one to talk about real and talk about pound cake. That was you. That was you, Fonz.
Yeah, I will just for me, my standpoint is I love my brother Tim, and I think that I'll use some words I've heard him say before, which was you play stupid game, you win stupid prizes. And while I feel sorry for her family that is to remain without her, I feel like if you intentionally go out and catch something that does not have a true treatment, that is not really known, that continues to mutate, if you intentionally put yourself in harm's way, it's really hard for me to feel all that much towards you because you did it to yourself. I wish that she had made a different choice, but like we said, every choice has a consequence, whether it's good or bad. And it just so happens she paid for her choice with her life. So in the words of Brother Tim, you play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize.
Yeah. Shoot, it's on her. And it's sad. Now, I ain't trying to seem, I ain't trying to seem like I ain't got no kind of sensitivity or nothing. Now, it's sad now. Lady lost her life. It's sad. But at what point are we gonna take this thing seriously and stop playing these games?
Yeah.
Like, stop playing these doggone games.
From what I've seen and what I've experienced, COVID is no joke. So to intentionally want that just so you can recover, and your first thing is I get to go to the sauna and I get to go to the theater, that is more important to you than doing everything possible to stay here for your son. That's beyond me.
Yeah. Well, that's that. We only got 5 minutes left. So, it's going to be hard for me to introduce this next topic that we got here. So I won't. I'm not going to do too much about it. We'll save it for next week. Um, but we'll deal with it when we get to it. Just know that it has something to do with something that was shared on Megan Good's account that dealt with went all over the place still traveling, and we're definitely going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it next time. So stay in your seats. Hey Faye, you see Megan Good jersey at the Rams game?
I'm very happy for her. I would hope my 2 thoughts until next week.
You say what, Lee?
I'm gonna get me a jersey too.
You gonna get you a jersey too?
I'm gonna get me a jersey too.
I ain't gonna get me a jersey, but y'all can have the jerseys.
I'm not a big jersey guy. I want a jersey.
You want the same jersey she got?
No, sir. No, sir. It's gonna say something different.
It's very hard to tiptoe around this. So yeah.
I'm gonna say something different, but yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and do these final words so that we can actually end on time today, people. Ladies first.
Yes.
I will just say, he said Megan's won't. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments. I will just say, like we said earlier, trust your church leadership, be submissive to leadership, make sure that you're doing everything that you should biblically, but don't be so caught up in your church leadership that you forget to use common sense, and don't let no grown man spit in your face. Okay, bye.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. I'm still, burning on that whole thing with it's, to me, yes, no, the action is indefensible, but I got a bigger problem with the fake outrage over what he did. Now, hear me. The outrage of the people that are genuinely concerned and genuinely disheartened by what he did, I get that. But it's more people just using his name just to grab whatever little that they can. And again, I reiterate, there's a whole lot of people that have not done a fraction of what they should do, yet still feel like they can, adequately critique or adequately use that action as a way to, again, promote their non-existent platform. Why? You got a whole lot of Facebook bishops out there that saying, I knew he was a deceiver. I knew he was a heretic. Like, really? You gonna do like that? And again, another reason that it's disheartening is because this oftentimes happens with people that are our pigmentation, our skin color. We already have the entire world that's looking at you a certain way, yet it comes from you. It comes out of your mouth that he's this, he's that. Come on, man, do better. Do better. Look, you don't have to agree with what he did, but you know what you can do? You can shut up. You can shut up. If asked, speak. But if nobody asked you, shut up. All right, I'm done.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. My final word is going to be very much off topic. Basically, my final word is, we've been doing this thing for a while, and there are some of you guys out there that have been with us from the beginning. We appreciate y'all. Hey Drew, you can be live studio any day you want. Just hit me up. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate everybody that's been supporting us. And we really do want to act, and we really do want to show and behave like family. And so in an effort to remain family, we do want to share our condolences to our family. Stuart Styles, you've been with us from day one. and our condolences to you. You know, you losing your grandfather. Um, we want to, show our support, our love. Heart goes out to you. And we here for you. We a text away. Peace and love, and hope you move on through it. So that's that, man. That's another show. It's another.
I have a question before we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he hasn't been here in a while, so I haven't had a follow up. Pastor Lee, how are you doing with eating your vegetables?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Had broccoli yesterday. Today had baby carrots. When I get home, it's gonna be whatever my wife say. Again, this whole consecration, we took a really, really good this is a good consecration month because it was more than just about fasting for us. It was about getting healthy in every sense of the word. So yeah, having time, having intimate conversations, dedicating time to every single important part, which is our health. A lot of times pastors and leaders, they disregard health for other things. So we made it a focus this year. So yeah, we're healthy, and we're doing some Apple Fitness stuff. We dance every night. It's kicking our butt, but we doing it. So yeah, that's what's going on. And yeah, we doing good with the vegetables, and it don't matter. It is what it is. It's no big thing to me. I eat what's in front of me.
That's awesome. Lee just told y'all in a real nice way he won't be one of those pastors with the bishop's belly. Like a lot of bishops, they get that big round one. Lee just said he ain't gonna let it happen to him.
His wife not gonna let him.
Yeah, I sent DJ a picture one day. I was like, I love you unconditionally, and I'm okay if you get somewhat of a dad bod, but there are limits to this. Okay, I don't mind you putting a limit on me. But I will also put a limit on you. All right, certain things I will not deal
That's
with.
real.
Amen.
That's real. You should put a limit on him. You should put a limit. Everybody deserves that. Need somebody to hold you accountable. Somebody to say, "Hey, I want you to look your best," and it's important. It's important. Just letting somebody do whatever they want to, that's not love. That's just pacification. So.
All
right. Appreciate that, man. That was great. Faye, I'm gonna get you a jersey. I'm gonna get you a jersey one of these days. Appreciate you guys.
Ain't gonna say what Megan said though. It ain't gonna say what Megan said. It's gonna say something different.
Appreciate y'all, man. Love you guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Hey, look, like I said before, Sticks and Stones has its own YouTube page now, has its own Instagram now. So we need you guys from now on. Elkins, you asked the question some weeks before. How do we send stuff to the show? How do we communicate with the show? Well, we just made it easy for you. Hit up Sticks and Stones on Instagram. If you want to send us anything, say anything, do whatever, hit us up on Instagram and we can make it happen. All right. Our Instagram tag literally.
Before we get out, I know you about to close this out. Everybody that's listening, please, I know we got one of our family members. He's been A1 since day one. Pastor Stuart Stiles. His family experienced a loss today. Y'all keep him in his prayers. Keep him in your prayers, and keep him lifted. He's gonna have a difficult road ahead, but we gonna keep him up.
Absolutely. Instagram is right there for anybody that needs it. You can hit us up at any time. We'll get to it. We'll see it. We'll respond if we can. But we always looking to just add to the family and just continue to grow and talk about the stuff that sometimes we don't like to talk about. But that's what this show is all about. Until next time, sticks and stones may break your bones. These words may help you.
These words will help you.
Peace.